Welcome po, welcome to LIRA in Law, broadcasting live as usual from London, England, every Thursday evening from 7:30 to 8:30, talking about legal issues that concern you. Ako pong host nyo, my name is Lyra Simon Kabatbat of Douglas Simon Solicitors. We have been, my office has been established for over 25 years, actually 28 years na kami, no? So we're knocking on 3 decades soon, no? For our new viewers, I'm a practicing solicitor. I have now been qualified even longer than my firm has been established. I've now been qualified 32 years. So next year, I will be 33 years post-qualification experience. So it doesn't even include the study and the training. I think kung sasama natin yon, if we would include the study and training, I'm probably knocking on to nearly 40 years doing this. No. Now, so it's always a pleasure nga, and thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you can stay on. Malaking topic nga natin ngayon, and it's unusual actually our topic tonight in that if you send me your questions nga in advance, I get to see what the questions are, no? And then that way I can see, if there's anything that's a bit more substantial. And one of our viewers they sent in their question, and it's to do with unmarried partner visas, no? Babasahin ko nga din mamaya yung question nga niya, but this is where our topic came from tonight, because it's actually quite relatively recent, change nga to the unmarried partner route, and that only happened on the 31st of January this year. So pag-uusapan nga natin. So we're going to look into that, unpack it a little bit more. Titingnan na nga natin, what has changed, what does the law say? How has it changed? Practically speaking, of course, it's 8 months since it was introduced on the 31st of January. 2024. So ngayon na, September na nga tayo. So I'm going to discuss nga how I've seen it impact applications, and particularly yung viewer nga natin may question siya to do with, okay, ito nga nangyari. I won't tell you now the whole question, no? I'll keep it a surprise. Anyway, itong yung nga nangyari sa kanya and now what to do. So yung pag-uusapan po natin nga ngayon. So it's again, as usual, it's a big topic. And as usual nga, it's going to be a practical one. So I hope that you can continue to join me. And kung meron kayong mga questions, gusto niyo kong batian, and hopefully you do, it's say hello. I always say, for those of you who are always watching, and this is not new, na lagi kong sinasabi nga, my favorite part of our show is the batian section. So you just want to say hello, o kaya you have nga any questions nga, just don't be shy. Okay, mahiya. Do say hello, please do. Now we're going to just take a very, very quick break. Tapos we'll launch into our topic, unmarried partner visas. And this is a viewer question. So kung kayong nagpadala nito ng question, make sure you tune in now, okay? Because I'm actually going to tackle exactly your question, okay? So saglit nga lang po. I'll see you in a moment. Welcome back po to LIRA in Law. Welcoming you again on a Thursday evening. kind of warmer evening today, and the 19th of September, too close to Christmas. Thank you very much for joining me. Special thanks to our new viewers. I know that every Thursday, it's always a pleasure to welcome new viewers. So kung huwag kayong mahiya, say hello, you don't have to say your name, just batiin niyo ako, right? Now, so we're going to launch into our rather big topic, as usual, with a practical angle nga, unmarried partner visa, and this is courtesy of one of our viewers nga. Babasahin ko mamaya yung question nga niya, because there are also certain points that's specific nga sa question niya, and I'm happy to deal with that, of course. See, there is absolute advantage in watching and asking questions. Now, so without further ado, unmarried partner visa. Now, unang-una po, to enter the United Kingdom nga as a partner, kung just tingnan yung batas, it's under Appendix FM Immigration Rules. FM just means family member. So, who would be considered a partner? So, unang-una, spouse, asawa nyo, Civil partner. There's no civil partnership in the Philippines, but civil partner. So, if you're in the United Kingdom, if you don't wish to marry, you can enter into civil partnership nga. And third is unmarried partner. Yun ang topic nga natin ngayon. Yung third category nga natin, unmarried partner, is defined in the rules, and that is what recently changed. Okay, nagbago po yung definition on the 31st of January 2024. So only the beginning of the year. So it's only 8 months old yung bago nga. And as I say later on, I'm going to give you my take on how I've observed it to have changed and how best to perhaps apply it to your case, So, unusually, alam nyo naman, immigration nga is has been going through quite a lot of changes and quite probably difficult changes nga. So the spousal rules, for example, the income went up from £18,600 to now £29,000. Hopefully it's not going to go up anytime soon beyond that for the moment. So ang mga batas nga ngayon to do with immigration, they're getting stricter rather than laxer, but unusually, the unmarried partner route that changed to the definition, in fact, went the other way, or so we think, and that's why we're going to look at it nga. So tingnan muna natin yung lumang batas, until the 31st of January 2024, as I say, kailangan yung pakita kung kukunin nyo nga yung partner nyo nga dito, anong ibig sabihin partner, asawa nyo, spouse, civil partner, so you've entered into a civil partnership nga with them, or unmarried partner. Now, unmarried partner was defined as the couple should be able to show that they've been in a relationship like a marriage and that they have been living together a minimum of 2 years. Okay? Yun ang batas dati. That's how an unmarried partner was defined. So it was not enough to show that you were in a relationship for at least 2 years. You also had to show nga na nagsasama nga kayo. And you needed to provide evidence nga of cohabitation. So kung hindi nga kayo nagsasama, couples who were not living together, they would not satisfy the spousal route as an unmarried partner. Now, that of course became a problem, for some people nga. So for example, mga tao nga, couples who have chosen not to live together for whatever reason, cultural, religious, or even economic reasons, so if hindi ka kayo nagsasama at that time, until the 31st of January 2024, you could not show cohabitation, then you would not be considered nga a partner. Now, nagbago, so the new definition, if you like, of the unmarried partner, okay, changed on the 31st of January 2024. Kung gusto niyo tingnan yung batas nga mismo, it's contained under the Statement of Changes in the Immigration Rules HC 246, if you want to have a look. You can just Google it or go on the Home Office website, makikita nyo nga doon. And there's, if you like, a new definition of unmarried partner that came into force on the 31st of January. Now, let me just read to you. Maiksi lang naman. Let me just read to you actually what it says, the definition of a partner in paragraph 6.2b of the Immigration Rules. Now reads as follows, okay? Partner means a person, a spouse, Okay? So asawa nyo nga, of course, kung kasal nga kayo, or civil partner, there's no civil partnerships in Pinas, or, let me just read this bit to you, no? Unmarried partner, where the couple have been in a relationship similar to a marriage or civil partnership for at least 2 years. Now, if you blink, you probably missed what was the difference. The difference is the living together. Now, inalis nila yung living together. Now, it has been removed. The cohabitation bit, the living together bit, was removed from the rules, which is good, no? But as I say, titingnan nga natin how, if any, impact, practically speaking, it's made going forward to applications. So the reference to the 2 years now only relate to the relationship similar to marriage or civil partnership. So ibig sabihin, kailangan nyo pa rin pakita nga that you've been in this relationship like a marriage, not living together, but like a marriage or civil partnership for minimum of 2 years. So kung isang taon pa lang nga kayo, then you don't qualify. So you still have the 2 years. Now, the new guidance on family, as partner, confirms the removal of the cohabitation requirement. Now, hindi naman maigsi lang naman to. Let me just read to you the new guidance itself, okay? Galing po to sa Home Office. So sabi nila, the 2-year period for relationship between a couple who are not married or in a civil partnership must have been completed prior to the date of the application, okay? I'll go through that in a moment. The 2-year period does not require evidence of cohabitation for the period and will take account of instances where, for example, the couple are currently living apart for work reasons in order to meet the financial requirements of the rules. And again, we're going to unpack that a little bit, because I've certainly come across cases where exactly that is the issue. The essential point, sabi nila, is that the relationship has been genuine and subsisting for the duration of the 2-year period and continues to be at the date of the application. Okay. Now, there's a lot there to unpack, but we're going to look at them. Okay. So, unfortunately, beyond that statement, there hasn't really been much more in the way of explanations. So, tingnan nga natin, how would you? Let's unpack that nga a little bit. So, do you now qualify as an unmarried partner? Okay. So, tingnan nga natin. So, unang-una, the couple must have been in a relationship for at least 2 years. Okay. So, if you're 1 year or a year and a half, hindi nga, you don't satisfy. Okay, the relationship, the relationship must have been must been similar to a marriage or civil partnership. I mean, some of you may come across the definition akin to marriage, so like a marriage or civil partnership, and that's really where a lot of people have difficulties. So that's we're going to have a look at. I'll let you know later on mga tips ko to try and satisfy that section particularly for at least 2 years, ha? Tapos, kailangan nyo din pakita that the 2-year period must have been completed before the date of the visa application. So, kung kapos pa kayo, sabihin natin, you've now been living together and you have documents nga to show it for a year and a half, okay? Then, don't make the application now. You should wait another 6 months so that you complete the 2 years and then make the application, because the 2 years must have been completed by the date nga of the application, not waiting, not during the application, but by the date of the application. So before the date of the application. Now, the relationship must be genuine and subsisting at the date of the application, which of course it's probably the only thing that's less of an issue. I've not come across that as the problem, certainly not recently, in relation to these applications since the change on the 31st of January. And the couple, and this is something that also applies now for spouse applications now, but of course it applies to unmarried partner applications. The couple must be able to show an intention to live together permanently in the United Kingdom, as well as meet all the other requirements for an Appendix FM is family member application. For example, financial requirement, accommodation requirement, language requirement. So just very briefly, financial requirement, yun na nga, kung ngayon nga lang kayo magpapasok ng application, it should be £29,000 before tax, no? And then accommodation requirement, kailangan meron kang titiran pagka nandito na kayo sa UK. So that can be, it doesn't have to be owned by you. It can be rented. It can be a room in a house that maybe sa magulang ng partner nyo, no? So it doesn't have to be anything that you own. Language requirement, of course, like the spouse application nga, A1 po, kailangan kayo pumasa, no? And of course, dahil matatagal nga kayo dito, you're making an application to enter the UK, then you also need to have the tuberculosis or negative tuberculosis certificate. So yung kailangan yung pakita. Now, so I'll emphasize again nga, unlike spouses, kung kasal nga kayo, kailangan yung pakita na you've been together a minimum of 2 years in a relationship like a marriage. Now, what does that mean though? No, living together no longer necessary, no? According to the rules nga, nagbago nga. So no, but it is still helpful. No? Now, okay. So let me look nga. Let's discuss the types of documents. Okay. Pagka tinignan yung guidance, you will see that there are essentially 3 tiers of documents, no? Evidence ranked in tiers, persuasiveness value. So tier 1 being the best, tier 3 not being not so convincing. So tingnan natin yung tier 1. Okay, what would they accept? That is the Home Office as tier 1 evidence. So good evidence nga that your relationship is indeed like a marriage, akin to marriage, a minimum of 2 years. Now, natitignan nga nila, and it's actually on the guidance, tenancy agreement, okay? Council tax bills, utility bills, car finance, insurance documents, no? Evidences like saying yung address nyo nga, no? So, ibig po sabihin, kahit inalis na nga nila yung living together, they to show that the relationship indeed has been ongoing for minimum of 2 years, like a marriage, they're still looking at, or they want to see things like yung tenancy agreement, no, council tax, which can be difficult, especially kung hindi nga kayo nagsasama dahil nandito yung sponsor, nandun kayo, no, nandun kayo sa Pilipinas, for example. Okay, so although cohabitation is no longer required, it's still the best way to persuade the Home Office that indeed your relationship has been ongoing, genuine, and subsisting a minimum of 2 years. Now, what does that do mean? Okay, so let me just have a look. Let's discuss now how I have come up, certainly observed, the change in the definition. Yung nga sabi ko kanina, 31st of January 2024, nagbago nga yung definition. So dati, kailangan yung pakita, nagsasama nga kayo, a minimum of 2 years. Inalis nila yung kailangan yung magsama. No? But the relationship must be like a marriage, like a civil partnership, minimum of 2 years pa nga rin. No? Now, itong tip ko. Yeah? Since the change. So it's been 8 months nga since the change. Ang napapansin ko, the Home Office, although the cohabitation is no longer required, they actually still focus nga on cohabitation. So kung nagsasama nga kayo dati, nagsasama kayo nga ngayon, for goodness sake, send documents nga to show na nagsasama nga kayo. Just because the cohabitation requirement is no longer there, kung mapapakita nyo, pakita nyo. Now, ano mga ebidensyang pinapakita ko, what I get from my clients? Unang-una nga, remittance slips. Nagpapadala kayo. Most people do, no? Hindi naman kailangan malaki, hindi naman kailangan lagi, but it could be nagpapadala kayo. Kung nagpapadala kayo, especially kung nagpapadala nga kayo sa partner nyo, diretso, then mapapakita nyo, na of course, nagbibigay nga kayo ng pera. If it's regular, even better. Now, tip ko ito. Magbibigay kayo nga yung mga remittances, huwag nyo nga pasangalan yung remittances, no? Ilista nyo, no? Especially kung lagi nga kayo nagbibigay. It doesn't have to be much. But if it's a lot, definitely, lagay nyo. Ilista nyo in date order. no? Starting really with 2 years ago, yeah? with reference nga to the remittance slips. Most of my clients, hindi nga lang sila buwan-buwan nagpapadala, but actually every week sila nagpapadala. Lista nyo nga yun, no? Be careful nga din, pagka magbibigay ka ng remittance slips sa atin, yung pecha baliktad, no? It's because it's Americanized, no? But of course, kailangan nyo explain din yon, no? That of course sa atin nga it's month first and then day, dito day, month, and then the year. So explain that also. Start with that. Remittances. Please note, put in brackets, please note that the dates are the dates refer to month and then the day and then year. Okay? Ilista nyo. Kung pwede, i-total nyo din. Okay? In the last every year. So ito. Okay? So kung ang sweldo nyo, sabihin natin 29,000, tapos nagpapadala kayo sa atin 10,000. Okay, then obviously that is a third, more than a third actually of your income. Actually, probably more because of course you pay tax on your income. No? So yun. So ipakita nyo nga remittances. Importante yun. Yeah? I mean, of course, kung meron kayong mga bata, then even better. But most of the people nga who have these types of applications, who have problems with these types of applications, wala silang mga anak. Now, yung tinitirhan nyo, kung nandoon kayo sa Pilipinas, pero yung tinitirhan nyo bahay ng partner nyo nga, no? Dito. Pakita yung titulo. Okay? Show there nga na doon kayo nakatira. Kung sino man nagbabayad ng mga bills, no? Kuryente, tubig, no? Nasa pangalan nyo ba, no? So kung mapapakita nyo, the property is owned by your partner, nandito siya, pero kayo nagbabayad ng bills, then that already link you together. Now, kung yung mga bills, utilities, by that, yung kuryente, tubig, mga ganon, is being paid by your partner, that's fine too. No? Sabihin nyo nga din. And again, explain it. No? And I'll take you through where to explain it in a moment. So explain it also. So sabihin nyo doon, with reference to the utility bills, to electricity bill, you will note that the bills are in the name of partner nyo, lagay yung pangalan niya, o pangalan nyo. So you will note that the bills are in my name, but the property is owned by my partner. So again, it's a question of linking you both. Okay? So huwag niyong kalimutan nga din yun, because that's again good evidence of relationship, a minimum nga of 2 years. And do provide documents that is at least 2 years. Of course, kung matagal na nga kayo, no? Then magbigay kayo nung mga lumang dokumento. Again, to show na talagang you are in a relationship like a marriage. Now, where do you put that in? So kung meron nga kayong mga remittances, meron kayong mga bills, for example, o kung ano man. No? So kung uuwi lagi ang partner nyo, no? Once every 6 months or once a year, meron kayong mga pictures, for example. Okay? Then explain them in your statement. Ang statement po, parang affidavit ang itsura. Yung istorya nyo. Okay? But don't be melodramatic. I say this all the time, no? Because they don't really want to know that. Kung gusto na makita, do you satisfy the immigration rules? So by that, they mean financial requirement, accommodation, and of course, importante nga ito, no? Kung hindi nga kayo kasal, relationship, like a marriage, a minimum of 2 years. So devote a paragraph setting out, explaining really kung ano nga ang why you say that you are a partner under that rule. So sabihin nyo, kailan kayo nagkita? When you met, no? When your relationship actually then started, when you are in a relationship like a marriage because, no, with reference to, but ilista nyo, you refer to your remittance statements, you will see that this comprise a minimum of 2 years or even longer than that. They will also note that this is paid by your partner from the UK to you on a monthly basis or a weekly basis, and the total amounting to whatever it is in that year. Which represents, a third or a quarter of your partner's income. Remember, application nyo ito. So the one the applicant is the one in the, kung nasa Pilipinas nga kayo, in the Philippines. Okay, so the statement should be coming from you. Okay? Now, of course, it's also useful to have a statement from your partner, yung nandito nga. So, backing up really yung statement nyo. So, you don't need to repeat it. You would probably say, certainly yung mga statements sa mga kalyante ko, I would say, I refer to my partner's statement dated whatever it is. I've read the same and confirmed the facts to be true as they are known to me. I would just like to add the following. That's my usual starting point, no? So dun yung sabihin, when you arrived in the UK, so we're now talking about the sponsor, when you arrived in the United Kingdom, that you've established your family life and private life in the UK because of the length of time you've been here, for example, your career path nga, no? And as confirmed by my partner, our relationship began on so-and-so date. Our relationship is akin to marriage because of the distance between us. We're not living together presently, but I certainly treat them as my partner. No, so we are in a relationship like a marriage. Lagyan nyo din yun, no? So actually mention it because yun ang batas eh. No? So it's quite important that you do that. Now, kung meron kayong mga abogado, they will also make legal representations, and you can make also some limited legal representations if you wish. Yung nga, I made reference to Appendix FM, no, family member, and then also nga emphasize the issue of unmarried partner. We're making this application under the unmarried partner route. We satisfy this because, tingnan nyo nga, no, and by all means, put forward what I've just read to you. Ano nga kailangan yung pakita that shows indeed that you are in a relationship like a marriage, you know. So those things importante po, no, wag yung sometimes nga people they're just in a rush to make the application. You can of course make the application. You don't have to submit the documents nga in support immediately, but take your time in preparing the documents. No? I can't emphasize this enough, but to succeed, my only tip is preparation. Okay? Dahil nga kailangan yung pakita, ebidensya. No? It doesn't, you know, no, that it's a genuine relationship. You know na you are in a relationship like a marriage, but the Home Office does not know that. Okay? Hindi nila kayo kilala. So it is for you to satisfy them. And how do you do that? And of course, dahil hindi nga kayo i-interviewin, you do that by evidence. No? And the more substantial evidence, the better. But don't just dump the evidence nga, no? Explain them. No? Kung meron kayong mga pictures, also note when they were taken. Kung may mga taong iba, hindi nga lang kayo, then also note they are lola lolo ko, for example, no, o nanay tatay ko. We traveled to Ilocos, ganon. So actually explain it. It's for you to explain it and give them enough evidence nga to show that you are indeed in a relationship like a marriage, a minimum of 2 years. If you can show them that, then you satisfy a big chunk nga of the that route, no, as a partner route. And of course, wag niyong kalimutan, no, you need to still do the other things. As I say, financial requirement, £29,000 before tax. Of course, you also need to show accommodation, and you need to also show English language, which is the A1 level nga. No? So all those things you still need to show. Oh yeah, don't forget the TB, the tuberculosis negative certificate. And by the way, you can't go to just any clinic or any hospital. They need to be authorized by the Home Office. I think there are 4 or 5 clinics now in various places in the Philippines, for example. So make sure you go to those. So yung nga po, so it's not impossible. Ang observation ko po, hindi nga imposible, no, to get your partner nga as under the unmarried partner route, but it does require a lot more work. Actually, I find kung kasal kayo, kung isang taon kayo, dalawang taon kayo, or isang buwan nga lang kayo, it doesn't matter. Kasal na nga kayo. You have established the legal link nga between you. But the unmarried route, definitely no less than 2 years, and you must have completed the 2 years before the date nga of the application, and you need to evidence it. So if there's a choice, of either marrying here or marrying for example, sa Pilipinas, then I would say just get married there, so you don't have to deal with the 2 years evidence nga. And even though the idea of the 2-year cohabitation, 2-year relationship is to kind of take into account the change, in family life, because not everyone wants to get married. Not everyone can marry, to kind of put those applicants in some parity to those who are married. I find certainly that spouse application, so kung kasal nga kayo, is still an easier application, because you don't have to evidence nga the 2 years like in a relationship like a marriage. So if there's a choice, when our clients ask me, should we marry or not, I always say marry, because it does provide you with a stronger application. Okay, and certainly if you actually want to marry in the United Kingdom, there's also the possibility of entering the United Kingdom, of course, as a fiance. In that case, you don't have to show that you've been in a relationship like a marriage. The idea of going under the unmarried partner route is, for whatever reason, either you don't want to get married or you can't marry in the United Kingdom. And as I say, sometimes it's choice, sometimes it's kind of it's not a choice, as in you can't actually marry, especially as, of course, alam nyo naman, there's no divorce in the Philippines, and sometimes that's also the reason for it. Anyway, so it's as I say, it's a big topic. It's a topic that in the last 8 months since the change on the 31st of January, if you ask me, have I seen such a massive relaxation of the application of the rules? Not really, no. Where it's made a difference is where my clients have no choice. They can't actually marry, and normally that means that kasal nga kayo sa atin. And there it certainly made a difference. But if you don't have that issue, then ang payo ko, still marry, just because the Home Office are still very traditional in their approach. And if you can marry but you're choosing not to, they get a bit suspicious. So if you don't have to have that concern, then don't invite it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Now come my favorite part of our show. I mean, I always say this because it is, batian. So, kung gusto nyo kong batiin, and you haven't yet typed in, comments, do so now. So, let's just have a look. Hopefully, mayroong bumabati sa akin, Miss Jones! The lovely, lovely Miss Jones. We love Miss Jones. She's don't ask me, but I know she's a great dancer, Happy Thursday, sabi po niya, Happy Thursday evening, Attorney Lira, and everyone, watching from Pinner. Oh, okay. With my sister, Lola Tomas. Hi, Miss Tomas. So nice to see you. God bless. God bless po sa inyong dalawa. They too, it's as I say, they're great fun, Miss Tomas nga din, they're both great dancers. And one of these days, I will ask them now, if you happen to have a show, Miss Jones, Miss Tomas, video it and we'll show it, huh? Anyway, tingnan nga natin, sino pa? Oh, Egg Guy. We love Egg Guy. One of my favorite people. Egg Guy, the guy, Warm Thursday. Tama ka, it's been, I had my coat on today, and oh gosh, I was sweating buckets actually walking. So warm Thursday to Attorney Lira and to the viewers. Yeah, warm Thursday. Working from home today and taking care of Justin. Oh, Justin is his son, Egg Guy's son. He's such a lovely little boy. What a young man, really, Looking forward to lots of learning again, and to Attorney Lira's lovely voice. Oh, he's so kind. Egg Guy, the guy. Hi, Egg Guy. I tell you, Egg Guy is so committed to us nasa Pilipinas siya a few weeks ago, nanonood pa rin. No, I mean, the difference is massive. It's madaling araw na nga ngayon, no? And he's still tuning in. Oh, Miss Paner! Miss Paner and I go back now. Miss Paner, I'm pretty sure, was one of our originals, no, viewers. And so I've been doing this now 4 years. So we've been together, I think, at least 4 years, Miss Paner. So sabi po niya, hello po, attorney, at sa lahat, happy Thursday po and stay safe always. God bless us. God bless, Miss Paner. I hope you're well, no? There's a bug going around. Ingat nga kayo, no? It's I kind of got a little bit of it, no? Menar Soriano Villano. Hello, attorney. Sabi po niya, lovely evening po. Thank you so much again for the update. Pleasure. I'm always so grateful when people nga are tuning in. And alam ko, we have some new viewers, no? So it's great that you're tuning in. And I hope nga it's useful to you and that you're enjoying our show, no? It's always a blast, no? Oh, Aria Francisco. Saw you live on Egay the Guy shared post. Oh, that's so nice. Tingnan mo. He said Egay the Guy is so lovely. Salamat, no? Aria, it's I hope you're well, no? And I hope that you're enjoying our show. We always have Egay the Guy. Miss Rafael. Oh, we love Miss Rafael. And she's feeling good because tingnan nyo, she's all in caps, no? Hello, good evening, Attorney Lira and everyone, sabi niya. And happy Thursday to all and enjoy watching. Hi, Miss Rafael, are you well? No? I was just saying, careful, ingat nga kayo. I had a little bit of I think I kind of, someone gave me some stomach, issues nga, no? And I've been battling that for the last, since about Monday nga, no? I'm okay, no? Yung nga lang it's a bit of a pain, literally, when you have a bit of a tummy ache nga, no? Always, it's so ingat. Yeah, Miss Rafael, watching from Wimbledon, of course. Yeah, hi, Miss Rafael. Ingat ka, no? Don't because I know you were unwell not too long ago. So don't boil your water, for example. No, it's I wish I had done that. David Santa Ana, nice to see you live again. Oh, hello. Kamusta po? Yeah, I love the picture. Oh, oh, Miss Rafael, sabi, I'm here at the moment doing babysitting. Oh, okay. Dito sa niece ko. Dito sa Wimbledon. Yeah. Hi, Miss Rafael. You're okay? I hope you're well, no? You're babysitting. Children are a source of all sorts of ailments, no? They're lovely, but they bring, they bring with them all sorts of ailments. So, ingat ka, Miss Rafael. Okay, there's a stomach bug going around. Miss Paner, sabi po, I'm okay po, attorney. I'm enjoying listening to your topic tonight. Opo, it's more than 4 years na po. Yeah, it's been inumpisan natin to. I think that was to do with the pandemic, no, at the time. Dahil nakakalito nga anong pwede mong gawin, kung meron, pwede ka man lumabas, o kaya ka pwedeng bumalik, pwede ka magbiyahe. So it was, actually, it got quite confusing. So that was the reason why we started nga, no, this, no, yung, and now it's evolved, no, to LIRA in Law, which is great fun. Oh, so no, it's nice. And yeah, Miss Paner and I have been together now 4 years. Next year 5 years na tayo. Okay. Oh, Mr. Fel is still not well, but still kicking. Yeah, ingat ka, no, Mr. Fel, because there is a bug going on. You don't want that. Papatungan pa yung sakit mo. I mean, Miss Rafael is lovely. She's got to be one of the sprightliest, no, people nga that I know. And speaking of sprightly, was Ma'am Cora, no? It's great timing, no? Good evening, our dear Attorney Lira, at sa lahat na sumusubaybay sa inyong very informative hour on immigration issues. Cora Carsola, Craven Park Roadhouse, then London Girl, no? Ma'am Cora, Ma'am Cora is also lovely. I mean, timing is great. As I was just saying, you know, speaking of sprightly, Ma'am Cora definitely is that, no? Ms. Rafael, yes, stomach thing. You have the bug, no? So ako nga, I try not to take too much paracetamol. But every day since Monday nga, sa umaga, I have to take one of those fizzy paracetamols, no? Yeah, it's been a bit of a, it affects, you know, if it affects you in the, it affects you, no? If it affects your whole day. But I'm better na nga ngayon, no? It's, thankfully. But yung nga, ingat kayo, no? Ingat kayo. I'm not really sure where I got it from. I'm not sure. So just boil your water. Try not to be out too much nga, no? Ilonggo Aspin. So, good evening po, attorney. Where don't show the shelter in Iloilo po. I hope po may maka-notice the 100 rescues. 100 rescues po namin. Thanks so much po. Wow, shout out, no? Talaga. So, look, please, no, check out their website. Meron kayong website, no? Ilonggo Aspins, no? It's a Iloilo, no? Kung meron kayong website, post it, ha? I mean, to all our viewers, no, especially if you're not new to LIRA in Law, alam nyo naman, I'm a self-confessed dog owner and dog lover, no. Ang aso ko po, ang pangalan niya, Dr. Watson. He's 10.5 years old, Labrador, no, puti. And he's got to be, he's a very big and very hungry boy. And yeah, so it's well done. 100 rescues. Yeah, put up your website, because I think we should give you a shout out. But thank you very much for listening and joining. Alam ko madaling araw sa ating ngayon, no? It's probably, I don't know, we're 8 hours ahead, no? So thank you very much for joining, for saying hello. Tingnan nyo, no? Do say hello. There's some advantages to saying hello. Now, we normally have a commercial about this time, but we have some great questions, and I don't want to take away the time from the questions. So we're going to launch directly into the questions. Now, tingnan nga natin to. Okay, so ito po, good day po, sabi niya, no? Hope you can help me on what the proper process that I need to do regarding my situation. Alam naman po namin na this year matatapos ng BRPID. Good, okay? Because I'm going to give a shout out again about that, no? Currently, hawak po ng employer ko yung passport ko. Gusto pong umalis sa kanila kasi ang baba nilang magbigay ng sahod. Ano po bang pwede kong gawin? Okay, I mean, passport mo yun, so you are entitled to your passport back. In fact, it is in fact the property of the Philippine Embassy, Philippine authorities, yung passport nga. So you can absolutely get your passport. You can ask them for the passport, and if it's around and you take your passport, it's not theft because it's your passport nga. So you mentioned the issue of BRP. BRP, of course, refers to Biometric Residence Permit, ID, no, identification. Again, and I'm glad you raised this nga, no? It is matatapos na mapapaso na po yun on the 31st of December 2024, so end of this year. So from the 1st of January 2025, you need to be able to evidence your status in the UK by way of an e-visa. Now, we discussed this a few shows back, 2 or 3 shows back nga. Go back, no, and listen to it again if you want to know a few more details. But yeah, so don't forget ngayon. Just going back nga sa question mo, no, kailangan mo nga lang mag-ingat about leaving your employer. Dahil hindi ko nga alam, hindi mo sinabi dito anong klaseng visa mo. Oh, are you here on a work type visa? By that I mean skilled worker, or in the olden days, no, tier 2 nga, no? So kailangan mo nga lang mag-ingat in leaving the employer. So bear that in mind. Pero as regards your passport mo, no? So it's not kung nandoon, you can take it, no, because it's your passport. Okay. Now, so I think we have some more questions. So sandali nga lang ito. Let me just see if I can find the next question. I think yung question, pangalawa nating question is Sandali, tingnan ko. Pangalanting question was, I think, the topic na pinag-usapan nga natin. But there are a couple more points that I think we need to show. Sandali, we need to, not sandali, I can't find it. Sandali, let me just have a look. Question 2. Tingnan ko nga. Hanapin ko, sandali. Can't find it at the moment. Otherwise, kung hindi ko makakita, I'll just read it out to you because that was the topic nga na pinag-usapan nga natin kanina. So, I'll see if I can find it in a moment. Pero question 2 po, sabi dito. And this was our topic, no? This is our viewer topic nga kanina nga. So sabi po niya, suddenly my unmarried partner visa is refused. Sabi niya, no? We've been in a relationship since 2019, so obviously more than 2 years. I'm looking for insights and advice. We don't have cohabitation or any joint account. The only things that we submitted are the conversations, pictures together, and with friends, remittances, cover letters from family members and a friend. I'm stressed, okay? And I don't know what to do. Now, unang-una po, because this is such an interesting question nga, itong topic nga natin. So, if you're watching na nga ngayon, if ang payo ko, if you didn't catch all of that, go back nga to this episode nga, and watch it again, and also show your partner, because that deals predominantly nga with the issue of being able to show that you have been in a relationship a minimum of 2 years, like a marriage. Okay, and bear in mind also yung mga tip ko, no, towards that, yung kailangan pakita and how best to maybe prepare nga yung statement nyo. Okay, now just to also deal with this question, no, what you're stressed na you've had a refusal or your partner has had a refusal, nga anong kailangan mong gawin? You have 2 choices. You can either appeal it, and you have 28 days from the date of the refusal to appeal it. Okay? 28 days lang, ha? So make sure that you don't miss the deadline. Or you can make an application again. Now, let's just look at your comment nga a little bit more. So sabi mo nga dito, the only things that we submitted are the conversations, pictures together and with friends, remittances, no? Cover letters from family members, and a friend. Now, it looks like you pretty much you have more than others actually. What I don't see that you may have submitted is like a statement, yung parang affidavit, no? An explanation of the documents that you've submitted nga. So by remittances, did you submit 2 years total? If not, you should do it. Actually, go beyond 2 years. No? Cover letters from friends and family members. Now, don't provide them with like 20 cover letters exactly the same, or letters nga, but they should be specific. So kung they are your friend, o kaya cousin, o kaya nanay, no, tatay nga, you should explain ito and how long they've known you. No? If you have pictures, again, don't just submit pictures. And note, no, picture 1, itong pecha, for example. So all those things, you need to basically explain it. So when you have your documents, if you think, so you have the letter of refusal, no? So una nga, you have 28 days to appeal. If you think that you've submitted enough documents, ang problema nga lang nila is they don't think that your relationship is genuine, for example, no? Tingnan nyo nga. Then it may be that you have no choice but to appeal it because they don't think that your relationship is genuine. Now, if they refused it because they think nga, that you are not living together a minimum of 2 years, tapos when you go through the documents, it could be that you could have provided more documents or you've explained perhaps the documents better, then it may be an idea to submit a new application. Okay? But this time, do it better. Okay? As I say, tip ko nga kanina, meron kayong mga remittances, no? Go beyond 2 years. You've been together since 2019. If the property is yours or sa kanya nga, then say that, no? Saan kayo nakatira? If you're renting it, if your partner's renting it, that's okay too. Kung nandun pangalan mo din, no? Statements, importante po yun. I always submit statements from my clients. Unang-una nga, it explains things, you see. It's better than just a cover letter. Kasi sabihin nyo nga doon, itong pangalan ko, dito ako nakatira, kung nandito ko sa London nga, I've been living in the United Kingdom since whenever, no? I want to make an application for my partner to join me in the United Kingdom, and I provided these documents, and put forward nga, you know, why have you submitted these documents? For pictures, no? As I say, kung meron kang marami kayong pictures, put down, you know, 1 through to whatever it is, and you can say, photo 1 shows this, photo 2 shows this. Huwag niyo kalimutan din petsa, okay? But you only have 2 choices, as I say. You can either appeal it, or you can make a new application. Kung kulang pinasok nyo, then it may be better just to make a new application. Kung sapat ang pinasok nyo, yung nga lang, you can't understand why they've refused it, there are no real grounds for refusing it, then ang payo ko, you can appeal it. But you must do so, as I say, within 28 days. The only thing with appeals is it may take longer. I don't have enough information to say to you either way, but but you have limited choices. Yung nga lang. Well, actually, there's a third choice, of course. I don't know whether it's something you also would consider or you can consider, which is, of course, marrying. No, you can marry. Kung ang problema nga nila is whether the documents to show 2 years, 2 years to show nga that you're in a relationship like a marriage. Yun ang problema nga nila. You may be able to, if you like, cure that, no, by simply marrying. Alternatively, of course, you can have a look at applying for your partner to enter the United Kingdom nga as a fiancé. Okay? But bear in mind, fiancé visas, if granted, will not entitle the applicant to work in the United Kingdom until it becomes a spouse visa. Okay, so fiancé visa, no work in the UK during that time, even after you submitted the application. Kinasal na kayo, nagpasok na yung application, you can't still work in the United Kingdom until such time as you get the actual visa, the spouse visa, I mean. Okay? So hopefully that was of help to you. But great question. Thanks very much for submitting it, because obviously it gave us a great topic now tonight. No? Now, may question 3 tayo. Now, I just don't know if I can show you question 3. Sandali. Let me just see if I can say. If I can't show you question 3, I'm going to also read that to you. Sandali nga lang. No, can't show you question 3 at the moment. Let me read it to you so I don't keep you waiting. No. So sabi po niya daw, question 3, no? I was thinking of changing my pre-settled status to Tier 2 visa, no? I'm sending this question to ask for advice and also to know what are the pros and cons of doing it. I've been living in the UK for 1 year. I can't bring my dependents because I'm dependent of my parents. Thank you. So, unang-una, now, ang question niyo nga, should they change from pre-settled status? Pre-settled status means that siguro magulang mo EU citizens nga in the United Kingdom. Okay? So siguro meron silang settled status. So like indefinite leave to remain or settlement visa nga in the UK. Ikaw, nakapapasok mo nga lang, you have, as a family member of an EU, you got pre-settled status. No? 1 year ka pa nga lang dito. So, kung papalitan nyo, and this is actually something I was asked not too long ago about. So, kung papalitan nyo, there are pros and cons both sides. And so it depends, of course, kung anong sitwasyon nyo nga. Now, the good thing about pre-settled status is kung ano mang gusto nyong gawin, trabaho, walang problema. Gusto nyo mag-aral, mag-part-time, 2 jobs or 3 jobs, hindi nga rin self-employed, hindi problema. No? Because the pre-settled status, although limited, okay, so normally 3 years ang bibigay muna sa inyo, and then you need to apply for another 2 years, and then you can then make an application. Pagka 5 taon na kayo dito, and with pre-settled status, you can then make an application for settled status, no? For effectively indefinite leave to remain, to be able to stay in the UK indefinitely. So the pre-settled status, if you like, is para mas maluwag. no, because it doesn't have. Of course, there's the time scale, but otherwise there's no limits as such. No. So you should, as I say, you can mix it, mix and match. No, study, not study, or study and work at the same time. Now, tier 2 or skilled worker route, trabaho nga, means that you still need to be able to show 5 years, but beware. The pre-settled status ka na nga ngayon, it does not mean that they will count any time that you have so far spent in the UK, the 1 year nga, towards the 5 years. They want to see visa on the, under that visa for minimum nga of 5 years. So again, usually bibigyan visa sa inyo 3 years and then another 2 years nga on top. Once you have completed 5 years under that type of visa, then and only then can you apply for indefinite leave to remain under that type of visa. Problema nga doon, main problem is the fact that it's it means nga that you're stuck with that employer. And so regardless of regardless of whether you like it or not nga sa trabaho nila. One of our viewers nga kanina sabi niya, ayaw na nga niya dun sa employer niya dahil napakababa ng sahod. So it limits really, your stay in the UK to that employer. So be careful. Generally, when I'm asked these questions nga, the more practical reason really is the more practical option, I should say, is to stay on the pre-settled status, which, by the way, is now very difficult to get because, of course, we Brexited some years ago, and there are deadlines nga. So be careful if you're looking to change. Now, so tingnan nga natin. I hope that that you can still all see me and hear me. I'm just going to check my internet just in case nga it's an issue here. Okay, sandali nga lang. Well, anyway, so let me just see what we can do here. Let me hope that sandali that's what happens when you're on live, when you're on live and then something happens nga with the connection, then you have an issue. So hopefully you can still see me or at least hear me. Okay. So sandali lang. Now, okay. So, as I say, I hope that you can hear me still. But that pretty much. I hope that you enjoyed our session, no? And I hope that's useful to you, and especially nga yung the person who asked the question. I hope that was of use to you, and I hope that you're able to fix. I hope that you're either able to appeal or not make a new application. And I'm so sorry that you're having to go through it. Now, just to say next week, next topic po natin next week is a big one again. I'm going to have a go. I've shied away from this topic because it is quite complex. But let's see if we can do it, maybe even in 2 parts. But I'll be tackling adoption, okay? Specifically adoption in the Philippines. So big topic. So hopefully you can join me then. Now, any questions po, contact us via our Facebook o kaya and certainly email me at LIRA in Law at douglas-simon.com. Visit our website nga for more information. Salamat for keeping me company. And of course, a special thanks to our new viewers, and certainly Facebook group admins, Filipino community groups nga for allowing us to post our videos and contents nga on their page nga, no? So thank you so much again for joining me, and I hope that this that you can still hear me and you can still see me, because this is always the problem when you go on live. So it's difficult to say whether there are any it's difficult to counter very quickly nga, no? Any internet issues, which clearly I probably have. So hopefully you've enjoyed the show, and I hope certainly to see you next week po. Next week same time, same place at LIRA in Law. Good night.